The 23rd-ranked Weston Trojans faced off with the Stratford Red Devils on Friday. Weston, coached by Daniel Hassett, were 3-0 going against a dangerous and young Stratford team that had got out to a slow 0-3 start. However, Weston was in the hot seat. Starting quarterback James Getz broke his hip last week against Northwest Catholic. Although they were able to push through and defeat Catholic by scores of 7-6, it was all on senior linebacker Brendan Sawyer to take over. Stratford's young team, consisting of many freshmen and sophomores, would have to go all in to defeat the strong group of Weston seniors. The Trojans have been off to a hot start so far this season and are hoping to win a state championship. We interviewed William Posick, a frequent commentator of the football games, on his thoughts of whether the Trojans can do that. Will, do you think the Trojans can continue their winning ways this season?
Yeah, I definitely think they can continue their winning ways. They've just looked so good so far on both sides of the ball. Granted, they've had their fair share of easy games, but I mean that first game of the season against Brookfield, that game was no joke, and they come out there and made a statement. This team has looked really good, and I'm 100% confident that they can continue to do what they've been doing.
Well, the road only gets harder from here. So, what do you think the head coach, Coach Daniel Hassett, has in continuing that and keeping these players up?
I just think he has to just keep doing what he's doing. I think he's done a great job. I love the play calls. He's a great football coach, and he knows what he's doing. So yeah, I think if they just basically just keep trying to mimic everything they've been doing these first 4 games, they're gonna be just fine. They've looked really good so far.
All right, thank you. Will, so Brendan last game, incredible, 5 total touchdowns. Do you think he can continue this?
Well, it'll be interesting to see, if he does, because of course that last game against Stratford, just like you said, I mean he was special. And he's a great athlete, and Coach Hassett told me he's confident in what Brendan's able to do at the quarterback position. So yeah, I mean I do think he can continue it. Obviously Stratford, is one of the worst defenses they're going to face all year, but he handled business, he did his job, so it'll be interesting. But I definitely think that he can continue to do what he's been doing.
Completely agree. Thank you. So obviously 4-0 now in the season. What do you think makes this Trojan team so special?
Well, I think just their poise. They've had a few disappointing finishes the last few years. They've gone 7-5 and had some unfortunate outcomes. Not making it to the SWC playoffs. And I mean, this team just has so much heart. They're just so hungry. And these Sawyer brothers, guys like Hayden Lawrence, Phoenix Parker, they've been with this team, since day one. And they've just gone out there and battled, for everything they can get. And so far, it's really paid off for them.
The Weston Trojans have had many key players so far this season that have been vital to their success. During this game, the Sawyer brothers played extremely well to help lead their team to victory. Weston quarterback Brendan Sawyer took the game by storm. He rushed for 81 yards and 4 touchdowns and was 4 of 12 passing for 90 yards and a touchdown. One of which, Brendan Sawyer connected with Jack Sawyer for an electric 52-yard touchdown. Jack Sawyer finished with 3 receptions, 89 yards, and a touchdown. We asked Coach Daniel Hassett to reflect on the team's progress.
All right, how do you feel about Brendan's performance filling in at QB?
I think he did a fantastic job. He's a good athlete. He's a great team player. With Jimmy out last week, we needed someone to step in that role. We've used him a little bit in that role his junior year, so he has kind of a bit of an idea what to do, but I thought he did a fantastic job in running the offense.
And how do you think he'll play in the future, given this great performance to start it off? Do you think he can keep it up?
Without a doubt. We've seen that he's been building upon his success from the last game in practice. We've been able to incorporate some different plays, open up the playbook a little bit more for him, and I think for as long as we need him to, he's going to be a great backup for us. Hopefully that won't be very long, and hopefully James will be back relatively quickly.
Yeah, as you said, that's one of the biggest challenges for really a receiver and linebacker to come in at QB. How do you think he's done reading defenses so far and making the right decisions during football?
He's done a great job, and he's a student of the game, so you can understand, okay, if the 5 techniques can either read, or you can read the corner, or whatever the play may be a run play or a pass play, he's very good at understanding where his eyes are meant to go, and now it's just more of a repetition thing, getting used to seeing it so that he can make that decision a little bit quicker.
All right, and to wrap up, kind of the team in general, what do you think you have to do in order to keep their confidence up with this 4-game winning streak?
The nice thing about this group of players is there's no lack of confidence. I don't think I need to do anything to keep their confidence up. I view my role and the coaching staff's role at keeping them focused on what's most important, and what's most important each week is just try to go 1-0 that week. And I think the team has been doing a pretty good job at accomplishing that.
All right, thank you.